Your coach just gave you the okay. It's time to start performing. Let's jumpstart your in-ring career next. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. Right here on my channel, I make videos for fellow professional wrestlers at every single stage of their career. And I do this because when I was starting out, for the first 3 years I was an active pro, I didn't have a coach, nor did I have a mentor. And I think lack of access to veteran wisdom and veteran knowledge, veteran experience, I think that played a significant role in my failure to achieve my ultimate career goal. And I don't want someone else to suffer the same fate. That's why I make Till We Make It. And if you're down with that, go ahead, join the Till We Make It tribe. Subscribe down below, do all the YouTube engagement things. I would really appreciate it if you would. If you want to take your support and your patronage to the next level, join me over on Patreon. Over on my Patreon, I post an exclusive video every single week that you'll never see here on the YouTube channel. My loyal patrons also get all kinds of exclusives, like an analysis of a 4-act match. One of the most in-depth match analyses I've ever done was recently posted just for my patrons. You can join us by following the link down below in the descriptus. Today, I want to answer the question, how fast could we go from 0 to 60 if we had to? How fast could we jumpstart an in-ring career? A disclaimer before we begin, gang. There are a lot of different ways you could attempt this jumpstart. This is the way I would choose. As it turns out, today's video is inspired by one of my patrons who is hoping to be cleared for in-ring performance by his trainer sometime soon. So this one is going out to you, Joe. It got my gears turning to consider what would happen if I was taking the plunge now versus when I actually broke in back in the mid-90s, because back then, a lot of the resources of the internet simply weren't available. There should be a clip here, but someone deleted it. That someone is me. Here's what you need to know before we move on. For ease of example, the wrestler whose career we are jumpstarting today shall be referred to as Adam Adams, because it is both easy to remember and awful. I think step one is getting a logo made for Adam Adams. Yeah, that's the first thing we're gonna do. So let's jump on a freelancing website like Fiverr.com is the most obvious. Upwork.com is out there. One that is exclusive to graphic designers is Dribble.com. These are probably all appearing on the screen right now if any of these are new to you. And I should probably mention, I'm gonna talk about a lot of services and websites in this video. Nobody's sponsoring this. These are all real services and websites I know, I'm familiar with, and I have used. So, we're gonna go ahead and commission an artist to make an Adam Adams logo for us. In preparation for this video, I went on Fiverr.com this morning and I searched the term custom logo. And you know what I found? In a matter of minutes, I'd identified no less than 7 different artists, any of whom could complete the logo and deliver it within 3 working days. And these included being sent the vector art. That's going to be important in just a minute. They would send us the vector art and everything is complete for $75 US or less in some cases. It's just a matter of finding an artist and a style that you think might be the right fit, or what we might think is a good fit for Adam Adams. If you're thinking, why is that vector art important at this stage of the game? We're trying to jumpstart an in-ring career. Here's why. That asset is going to become invaluable in just a step or two. And vector art allows us to scale the image up or down to any degree without any loss of clarity or resolution. That's key. Okay, the clock is ticking. We have no time to waste. While the freelance artist we just hired is working on the logo, we're going to get somebody else to work creating a custom entrance song. Now, if you want to go about the process of licensing a popular song by a famous musical artist or band, yes, you can do that. But that's going to take time. And the key to this video is speed. If you do want to go through the process of licensing a song by your favorite band to be used as your entrance music, I made a video in the very early days of Till We Make It about that exact process. I think it's the 4th video I ever recorded. I'll link you to it at the end of today's video if you want to learn more about music licensing. But for the purpose of jumpstarting an in-ring career, we have no time to waste. So using, you guessed it, a freelancer website like Fiverr.com or Upwork.com, or one that's great for finding musical artists, Twine.net, we're going to hire somebody to make us a custom entrance theme. I'm sure you can tell by now I'm a little partial to Fiverr.com, and that's because I use them multiple times a month for all kinds of different jobs. But there's nothing wrong with these other websites, and there are more beyond that if you want to go out there and hire a freelance musician to make you custom entrance music. This morning, on Fiverr, I entered the search term custom music track, and the first page of search results alone turned up dozens of great options. I found one guy who could create a 3-minute-long entrance theme in 3 working days, and for an upgraded fee, would turn over all copyright and releases for commercial use. And that is important. You want to have the freedom to use this music however you want. So essentially, you own the track outright. If you're hearing this and you're thinking to yourself, Mike, why do I need to bother with things like copyright or clearance for commercial use? It's for this reason. You don't want to be stuck paying royalties on a recurring basis to a band or to an artist every single time you use their song. In the same way that vector art is key to the logo piece of the puzzle, being cleared for commercial use and making sure you collect the copyright on the track you've commissioned is key to the entrance theme piece of the puzzle. You want to make sure that somewhere down the road, all of a sudden, you aren't expected to pay out royalties. That's a bit of red tape you need to snip. To really nail this one down, this morning on Fiverr, I counted 22 different freelancers who could do the music track, deliver it to us in 3 working days, and give us all the clearances we need for $100 US or less. We know it's going to take 3 business days for our logo and our custom entrance theme to come in complete. And we're not just going to sit around playing Fire Pro Wrestling on our Sega Saturn while that goes down. We're going shopping for wrestling gear. Assembling a complete look through online wrestling gear vendors has never been easier than it is right now. There are great options in play, from High Spots to eLucha to Supplé.com to Brute Wrestling Apparel. If Adam Adams wants to look like an Olympic or amateur-style wrestler, well, Supplé.com is the place to go. They've got singlets in every color and every cut, and some even have designs on them already. If you needed a singlet in green camouflage, they've got that. If you needed a singlet with a blue lightning bolt down the front, they've got that. And especially on Supplé.com, start right in the clearance section. If you're hunting for wrestling sneakers to train or perform in, that is your first stop. There are awesome options there from $49 on up. It really is possible to assemble a complete but simple look just by shopping around online. So look at my hometown favorites, Brute Wrestling Apparel of Berks County, PA. The first singlet I ever wore in the ring came from Brute. If we're hunting down fight trunks for a look similar to Brock Lesnar's, for example, we could get those fight trunks and a matching entrance jacket there for less than $120. If we're in the market for something that has more of a modern indie wrestling flair to it, well, there are options over at eLucha, for example. They have curated complete sets of gear available for purchase at reasonable prices. There's an even bigger selection over at highspots.com. I'll put a link to this down below. Their complete sets are available for shipment the same business day. And because one of their shipping options is 2-day delivery via FedEx anywhere in the United States, if we ordered this right after we commissioned the logo and the music to be made, the gear could actually arrive before those other pieces come in. 3 days have passed. What do we have? Our logo has come in complete with the vector file. Our custom entrance music has come in complete with the clearances for commercial use. And because we upgraded to 2-day delivery, our gear has just arrived as well. Now it's time for step 4. We're going to take that vector art and we're going to go make some patches. Yeah, you heard right. Let's make some patches. Using that vector art that just came in from our freelance artist, we're going to get some patches made through Patches for Less or thestudio.com or Custom Patch Factory or any number of other vendors you could probably find with one Google search. We're going to order a small batch of patches to be made with our brand new Adam Adams logo. An important note about patch vendors. Virtually all of them are going to stipulate we order at least 10 patches, regardless of the size or the color or the detail, and this is good. We're gonna want extras. Just one example is patchesforless.com. Up to 7 colors are part of their standard pricing package, and you can go for an elevated look by upgrading to metallic threads, like gold and silver. But each of these will give you options for what backing goes on the patches. And if you've been listening to this wondering, I don't see the application here, you're about to. So once we have this completed Adam Adams logo, well, let's say there's time to sew that onto the blank field on the front of the fight shorts. Well, great. Then you can just sew the patch on directly. But maybe there isn't time for that. Maybe you don't have the skill of sewing. So then what? Well, you could order patches with a Velcro backing to simplify the process. Or maybe, for the purpose of the entrance jacket that you bought online, to put the Adam Adams logo on that, all you need is an iron-on option. All of these manufacturers have all of those different options available for the patches. So you've got lots of options in play and nothing to slow us down as we are jump-starting this in-ring career. This is important to consider as we accelerate our timetable toward the in-ring debut. Standard production time for these custom patches is usually between 10 and 14 business days. And if the vendor offers free shipping, that probably means you're waiting another 5 to 7 days to actually get them. But all the vendors that I mentioned at the top of this section offer expedited shipping. For example, Custom Patch Factory can manufacture and deliver the patches in just 4 days for an upgraded fee of about $35. In step 4, we are taking that logo we commissioned just 3 days ago and producing it as a custom patch so that we can uniquely brand the in-stock gear we bought as a bundle from High Spots or the off-the-rack wrestling apparel we got through Brute. That logo will end up on the breast of a wrestling singlet or sewn onto the butt of wrestling trunks or affixed to the front of fight shorts to give these pieces a unique look. Let's bring it back around to where we began today. How fast could we jumpstart an in-ring career? How quickly could we get up to 60 miles an hour on the open roadway from the moment we hear go? Realistically, I think we're talking about 8 days to commission the art, commission the music. We wait for the art to come back in while we're ordering gear. That gets shipped to us. We make the custom patches with the vector art file, wait for them to arrive, and then we use the patches to customize the gear, both what's going to be worn in the ring and what will be worn for presentation, for the entrances. I think realistically, it's 8 days. If you really pushed it, maybe you could crush it down to 7 days, but I think realistically we're talking 8 days. And we're talking about $650 US. That does cover all 4 of the steps, bearing in mind, I'm sure you have a sense, you can buy very extravagant pieces if you want to spend more on your gear. But you don't have to. If the goal here is just to get it done, quick and dirty, up and running as fast as possible, I think we're talking about 8 days and $650. Pro tip, as I immediately felt my anxiety skyrocket after saying that last bit to you. You know that even guaranteed delivery services every once and again don't hit their delivery date. So if you are thinking, I'm debuting 8 days from now and I'm going to start that process as soon as I'm done leaving a Like-a-Palooza on Mike's video, I beg of you, pad that time frame out a couple of days. Buy yourself that grace, because the one time that you're counting on everything being delivered at the exact point it's supposed to, you know that's going to be the day the delivery guy forgets to put your box in the truck. It's bound to happen. Give yourself a little wiggle room, please. Remember earlier when I told you I'd link you to a video about licensing music tracks? Well, here it is. And here's a link to my Patreon. And thanks to my great patrons, like Aaron and Trey and the enigmatic Short Man. Follow the Patreon link. Come join us.